Welcome to this power yoga flow. We're going to begin the practice standing. You might find a couple of yoga blocks come in handy, but you don't necessarily need them. Let's use this flow to really open up and energize the whole body. We'll begin at the top of the mat. Feet can be directly under the hips, or maybe have big toes touching and a slight gap between your heels. Palms can be open or together at the chest. Breathing in and out of your nose. On our inhale, we're just going to bring the palms together and reach up. And then open the arms nice and wide as you allow the legs to bend, folding down. This can be where blocks might come in handy just to elevate your hands, especially if those hamstrings feel really tight. If you're able to, the hips can lift as you extend the legs. And then as you're ready, we'll bring the hands to the ground and step into a plank. Wrap the shoulders around the ribs, tuck the tailbone, draw the belly in. And then from here, you can lower the knees, keeping the tailbone tucked. Allow the shoulders to travel forward as we bring ourselves down, or you can go from our high plank position. We're going to keep the elbows stacked on top of the wrists. As you come all the way down, travel through into an upward dog, where we have shoulders on top of the wrists, press through the tops of the legs. Think about lengthening your spine, opening your chest. Lift your hips and come back to a downward dog. And from downward dog, we can bend both legs. Take the head and chest through the shoulders. Maybe extend one, tuck it in, extend the other. Just pedaling through the feet. Still breathing through the nose. From here, lift the eyes. Walk, step or jump in. Bring yourself to the top of the mat. We'll come up halfway. In this halfway lift, you may need a slight bend in the knees. Take a breath in, and on your exhale, think about pushing all the air out as you fold over the legs. Again, you can use your blocks. Curl up through your spine, bring the palms together, reach up again, opening out, diving back down. Lift the eyes, bring the hands to the mat, step to plank, and then lower down to your low plank, nice and controlled. Make your way through to upward dog and back to downward dog. Lift your eyes, step or jump in. Bring yourself up halfway, take a breath. Fold on your exhale. Curling up, palms together, reach up. Opening out, diving down. Lift the eyes, hands to the mat, bring yourself back to plank. Lower down, nice and controlled. Traveling through to your upward dog. And lifting back to downward dog. From downward dog, lift the eyes, step or jump in. Come up halfway, take a breath. And fold. Curling up, standing tall, having a moment to breathe. We're going straight back in again. This time adding some jump backs. You can skip this out. Bring the palms together, reach up. Folding or diving down. Bring the hands to the ground. So from here, you can choose to step back as we already have done. Or if you want to jump, we're gonna land low and then push high. So press through the shoulders, jump back, landing low, pushing high to a high plank, and then lowering back down again. Nice and controlled. Travel through to your upward dog. Lift your hips, downward dog. Raise the right leg up, bend the knee. 3 big circles into that hip going one way. And then 3 the other way. On that third one, we can extend the leg, draw the knee back in, step the foot high between the hands, and from here, lifting your chest up, raising the arms up, tuck the tailbone. So we are not sinking into that lower back. Think about slightly bending the back knee, tuck the tailbone, press through the legs, and then holding that position, maybe now we can start to extend that back leg. Opening into the hips. Draw the lower ribs in, palms can come together, or hands can be a little wider if the shoulders feel tight. We're gonna dive the hands down, back to plank. Another low or negative press up on the way down. Through to your upward dog and downward dog. Same on the other side, left leg raises up. Bend the knee, 3 big circles. 3 going the other way. Then let's draw that knee in, step your foot high, raise up through the torso, tuck the tailbone, slightly bend that back leg. We're really feeling this back hip flexors getting a nice deep stretch. So squeeze the bum, press the hip open. Deep bend in this front leg. We can gradually extend the back leg if the hips allow it. Making sure we're not sinking into the lower back or tilting the pelvis forwards. Couple more breaths. When you're ready, bring the hands down, step to plank, tuck the tailbone, shoulders travel forward, lowering back down through to that low plank. Into your upward dog, and back to downward dog. From here, we're gonna step or jump in. Come up halfway, take a breath. And fold on your exhale. Curl up, bring your palms together, reach up tall, growing nice and tall. Open the hands wide, dive down. Ready for that jump back or choose to step back. So I'm gonna press through the shoulders, hop the legs back, land low, push high, and then lower back down into that low plank. Travel through to upward dog. And lift your hips, downward dog. Breathing in and out of your nose. Raise the right leg up, draw the knee in, step your foot high, back into that high lunge, tucking the tailbone, gradually extending the back leg if you can, maybe working a bit deeper. Eyes can lift, you can even open the arms, bring the hands behind you, interlace the hands, roll the shoulders back, open your chest. Opening into the chest and shoulders as well, trying not to excessively just sink into the spine. Keep pinning those lower ribs in, expansion through the chest, press through the legs, and then let's bring the hands forward, step to plank, lower back down. Into your upward dog, and back to downward dog. Raise your left leg up, draw the knee in, step high, come up into your high lunge. Gradually opening that back hip a bit more. Again, hands can be up, slightly wider, or open them out, interlace the fingers, opening your chest. Really keeping those hips strong, so engaging the glutes to press the back hip forward, even thinking about pulling that front heel towards you. And let's bring the hands to the front of the mat, step to plank, and lower down. Come through to upward dog, opening the chest, lift the eyes, and lift through the hips, downward dog. Breathe. When you're ready, lift the eyes, step or jump in. Bring yourself up halfway, take a breath. Fold on your exhale. Curl up, palms together, reach up tall, opening the arms wide, diving back down. Lift the eyes, ready for that jump. Hands come to the ground. You could even add a balance here to challenge it a little bit more. So just step and hold your plank hold if this is too much. Otherwise, collect the legs onto the backs of the arms, anywhere above the elbows. Tip the weight into the fingertips, pressing through the shoulders, and let's pull the feet up towards the bum. So if balancing here feels too much, you can leave one foot on the ground, alternate them, otherwise really pull them up. Feel those shoulder blades wrapping around the ribs. From here we can step back to plank, or if you want to add your jump, we're going to take a breath in through the nose first. Press through the shoulders, hop the feet back, land low, and push back up to that high plank. Lower down into your low plank. Traveling through to upward dog, and back to downward dog. Let's raise our right leg up. Draw the knee in, step your foot high, raise the arms back into your high lunge. Again, seeing if we can work a bit deeper into the hips. Really tuck the tailbone, press the back hip forward. Arms can be up, wide, or interlaced behind you. Bring the hands to the top of the mat, step to plank and lower down. Come through to upward dog, open the chest, and downward dog. Raise your left leg up. Draw the knee in, step high, raising up through the arms. Tuck the tailbone, draw the lower ribs in, open the arms wide. If you want to go into that slight back bend where we're opening into the chest and the mid upper back, press the palms together, squeeze the glutes, and then let's reach forwards, back to plank and lower down. Travel through to upward dog, lift your hips, downward dog. Lift your eyes, step or jump in. Bring yourself up halfway, take a breath. And fold on your exhale. Curl up, rest, have a moment to breathe, have a sip of water if you need to. Just a few breaths, standing tall. We'll be coming into the chair pose next. For chair pose, we can have feet directly under the hips, or again, toes touching. We're going to start by taking the arms back, take a breath in. Let the knees travel forward as you sit down into a squat. Hands can be out in front. We're keeping the lower ribs in. We can then see if we can challenge that position, taking the arms up without sinking into the spine. Challenge that position again, seeing how low you can go. Maybe the heels want to lift, you can mix it up. And then from here, we're just going to step the left leg back into a high lunge. Opening into the hips. Bring the hands down to the front of the mat, take your front leg up towards the sky. Internally rotate that top thigh. Lower it down if you need to. You can do a bit of a mixture of lowering and lifting. And then from here, we're just going to draw that top knee up towards the right triceps. As far forward as you can. Just have a few breaths. Pull the foot in towards your bum. Press through the shoulders and take it back. We're going to go across, take the knee to the opposite arm and hold it. Again, press through the shoulders. Compressing in at the hip and take it back. From here, lower that top foot down, lift the eyes, step or jump in. Come up halfway, take a breath. And then fold on your exhale. We're ready to go back in on the other side. Swoop the arms forwards as you send the hips down. Remember, the knees can travel forwards. Keep the lower ribs pinned in. Seeing how low you can go into that squat. And then let's step our right leg back, raising the arms up into that high lunge. Standing strong in the legs. Breathing through the nose. We're now going to dive the hands down, take the front foot up to the sky. Remember, the leg can lower, can go higher. Internally rotate the top thigh. Let's bend the knee and draw the knee towards the left triceps, or as far forward as you can. And take it back. We're going across to the opposite arm, taking a breath in through the nose. Press through the shoulders. And take it back. Lower the foot down. Lift the eyes. Step or jump in. Bring yourself up halfway, take a breath. And then fold on your exhale. Slowly curl up and stand in your mountain pose. Just have a moment to breathe. We're going to step into the center of the mat. Raise the arms up. Come up high onto the tiptoes. Slide down an imaginary wall. Knees can travel forwards. Nice and controlled into the bottom. And you can use your hands for assistance, otherwise sit onto your bum. And we're in the center of the mat. Just gonna work into the core a little. So we'll start with boat pose. Holding onto the backs of the thighs, lift the legs up, just to where you can. You can hold on, we can make it a bit harder, reach the arms either side. Challenging it further, extend one leg, and again, maybe the other. Feeling thighs, hips, lower belly, keep lifting the chest up. Keep breathing. Compressing as much as you can, sitting up as tall as you can. Remember, knees can bend if you need to. Stay with it, another 5 breaths. A little bit longer. And then when you're ready, we're going to bend the legs. Bring the feet to the ground, send the bum towards the heels, and start to lie down. Feet are about a foot away from your bum. All we'll do from here is tuck the tailbone. So there'll be no gap under your lower back. And pressing through the feet, tucking the tailbone, lifting the hips into a shoulder bridge. While you're here, think about pulling the feet towards your bum. Really feel the hamstrings and the glutes firing up. Lower ribs are down. Hands can be by the sides or raise them up and overhead. Focusing on that tension through the glutes and the hamstrings while you're here. If you'd like to go into wheel pose, if that's in your practice, listen to your body, don't force it. We're going to bring the hands either side of the ears, spread the fingers nice and wide. Elbows don't have to be vertically pointing up, but we don't want to feel any discomfort in the wrists. So we're going to press through the legs and the arms, slowly, all the way up if you can, opening the chest between the shoulders, looking through, just like you're looking through a window, pressing through the legs. And then while I'm here, I'm also going to think about trying to draw the lower ribs in, gripping through the fingers, really opening up the whole front of the body, strengthening the back of the body. To come down, slowly bending the arms, taking the tops of the shoulders to the ground, and then lowering down, taking the lower back to the floor. Pull the knees in. Give yourself a bit of a hug, rock side to side. It might feel nice to add a little twist, taking the knees across one way and then the other. And finishing in a happy baby. So we can take the legs up, ankles above the knees, can hold the thighs, calves, ankles, outer edges of the feet, even dive the hands in, hold the heels that way. Trying to lengthen the tailbone down onto the ground. So if the position you're in means the hips are really high up, go for a lower grip on the legs. Pressing that tailbone down, you can hold it here, you can gently rock like a happy baby. Stay here for as long as you like. And then gradually bring yourself anywhere onto the mat where you can relax, maybe feet together, knees open, releasing a bit of tension into the hips. Let's give ourselves a bit of a chance to recover and breathe. Slowing the breath down with the intention of bringing it to the point you can barely even hear it. It's just gentle, light and soft. You can stay here for as long as you like. Otherwise, start to invite a bit of movement into the body. Maybe bring yourself up. Thanks for joining me for another yoga flow. Don't forget to like and subscribe to this channel. We'll see you for the next one.